Hey, hi everyone. I hope you can hear us. If you can, do type in the chat box. But you're welcome to another Tech Day session powered by WebEngage. So I hope you all can hear us. Okay, perfect.
Uh, yeah. Can everyone just maybe give a thumbs up or something if everyone's good, everything is good to go? Uh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, let me just start. We are already a little bit delayed here. Just wanted to give a quick intro about TPF, what we do, what is this event about. I'll hand it over to Shamita, and we can start with the event, right? Just to give a quick introduction about myself, Saurabh here, part of the core team at TPF. I've been volunteering with TPF since a couple years now, and I'm also a product manager at an agri-tech company called Jiva. Let me also give you a quick introduction of what we do at the product folks. I think a lot of you already know, but let's just get that over with, right? So the TPF is, as most of you know, a volunteer-driven community of product managers and product enthusiasts, and we keep hosting a lot of cohorts. We keep hosting a lot of live sessions and product teardowns and initiatives to help people upskill in the product journey, help people network with other product folks in the ecosystem, and possibly share their learnings. Right. Coming to Teardown, Teardown is an initiative by the product folks to enable product managers and product aspirants with a platform to showcase their product learnings, right? And how do we do that? We basically have companies which present their problem statements, and participants essentially have to break down the product and present a solution in form of a deck, right? So for this edition of Teardown, we are super grateful to have partnered with WebEngage. They have been a strong supporter of TPF and the community, and we have done multiple other events together. Just a quick intro: WebEngage basically is a full stack marketing automation suite that drives growth for consumer businesses by enabling them to engage users via multiple channels. Anyone from the WebEngage team, do you want to maybe add something more to this? Please feel free to do so.
Sure, thanks, Saurabh. Thanks for opening up. Hi, guys. This is Akhilesh Chopra. I am leading the growth and strategy for the company for a couple of regions, largely the mainland India and Middle East, Europe, US. We have a very diversified portfolio, and EdTech being one of the major portfolios for us as a company. So even if you talk about competition, we kind of come across as leaders in this domain. And like Saurabh mentioned, we have been in the business for about more than a decade now. I've personally been with the company for half a decade, and we've seen a lot of pivots, right? So today we are more than just an automation marketing suite. We are a CDP, right? We take a lot of pride in calling ourselves a CDP. And we have campaign orchestration on the sidelines, and we are going very bullish on the personalization stack. I think a lot of you would probably be presenting on similar lines today, right? So yeah, personalization stack is the way to go. Trying to give more intuitive and immersive experience to the end user within the brand properties, right? So that you're more closer to the user. I think that's the last mile goal for every marketer today. So that's what we are trying to kind of disrupt in the industry.
Amazing, amazing. Shavita, do you want to maybe take it from here, and we can get this rolling?
Yes, perfect. So thank you, WebEngage team. Now, this time's problem statement was about AlmaBetter, which is an online educational institute that offers risk-free education to students. And the problem statement was about how to personalize the website experience for the users. And so the aim was to drive paid conversions and to boost community engagement. And yeah, Alma Better team, we have Ajay joining us, who's a senior PM in Alma Better. So Ajay, if you want to talk more about Alma Better, maybe you can and just give the audience a little bit introduction. Yeah.
Sure, Shamita. Thank you. Thanks for the generous, introduction of AlmaBetter. And Saurabh, I'll first start with saying thank you to the TPF community to give us an opportunity, like this, where aspiring product managers are showcasing how their product management skills are getting honed up and how they're getting better at what they're doing, while also showcasing how WebEngage can be used in various use cases during this product teardown. So really thankful to you guys. And then coming to our company, AlmaBetter started in 2020 October. We started off saying, can we make data science as a full stack course affordable and available to all students? We have grown by leaps and bounds in the last 2.5 years, and in this time duration, we also raised seed stage funding of about 2 million. I think I can probably also say that we are looking at growing by at least 5x over the next 12 months, because we are going to launch some new programs and stuff. Right now, we are providing two programs for students. One is a full stack data science, and the other one is a full stack web development. And both of these, the placements have been 100%, and that's something we take pride in talking about. So that's quickly about AlmaBetter. My role here is to lead the growth product management here. I have a team under me which works on all the growth aspects, and that's where the WebEngage becomes a perfect tool for us to talk about how to grow the audience in terms of acquisition, also as well as engagement and completion rates. Because in our business model, even student completion rates matter a lot. So that's that.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Ajay, for the introduction. And I think we received an amazing text this time. And we had five participants who reached the finalists and with their amazing decks who will be presenting today. So just to explain the flow to everybody on the call. So each participant will have 5 plus 2 minutes to present. At 5 minutes, we'll give you a warning that you have last 2 minutes left. And after 7 minutes are done, we'll close your presentation. So make sure you wrap it up within 7 minutes. After which it will be open to a round of Q&A with the panelists. And after all the five presentations are done, the panelists are going to pick top three winners, and they'll be announced as the winners for this teardown. So I hope everybody is clear with the flow, and I hope the participants are ready. I mean the finalists. If you are, just put a thumbs up on the chat. So quickly, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a spin the wheel where I'll just present my screen. So it's gonna be so the yeah, I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, so basically we'll spin the wheel and whoever is chosen the wheel, they'll be presenting first. So yeah, let's see who's our first participant. So Yashika and Yash, if you're here, can you raise your hand and come up to the stage? Okay, I'm handing the mic to Yash. Hello Yash.
Hey, hi Shamita, hi everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Congratulations on making to the top five.
Yeah, and being the top first one as well. So too much surprises.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I think both of you are here. We'll start the timer once you start talking after you present. So you can, introduce yourself and you can start your presentation.
Yeah, Yashika, if you can just pull the deck up and then we get started.
Yeah, sure, Yash. Is it visible?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Good afternoon. Thank you for giving us the chance to present our solutions for this product and the problems that it has been facing. The it's a brief about AlmaBetter. Now quickly moving on to the problems that we have been given. First of all, that we have to solve for is drive free to paid conversions, boost community engagement, and then convert them to buying of our courses, and then a personalization strategy for known and unknown users. And the solutions that we have to design and that we have to design had to be in a certain format, which included a personalization approach along with a segmentation and a content strategy. And we also had to try to gauge the potential impact that results from personalization. There's some assumptions that we have quickly made while making the solutions are that there are no budget constraints. We have assumed certain conversion rates from industry averages, and then there's a personalization engine that is available to us to execute with the vision of the product. So now directly coming to the target audience of our product, we think that there are three types of personas that primarily come to our product. The first one is a non-coder, a person who is in a career and wants to transition to the tech field through our courses. The second one is an engineering student who is trying to get into the job market, and the third one is a junior analyst or somebody who is in the job and is trying to seek a promotion. So these are the three personas that potentially our product can immensely help with. And the core objectives and motivations of each of these members are to at least get started in their careers and eventually drive growth. And the major objectives when the major objectives that they want, the major expectations around the product and learning that they want is that it has to be really engaging, which means a lot of hands-on work rather than theory, cost effective, as well as it is personalized to their needs and their learning capabilities. So now let's imagine a situation wherein a person who is in college, let's name her Rama, is thinking about getting into the job market and is thinking about, and then these are the questions that comes to her while thinking about that. Do I have the basic understanding of coding, or do I understand how to get a placement? What all projects are there? Is there somebody who can tell me what are the basic skills that are required to get into the job market? And these are the questions that she has, and in some time you see that she is on her phone trying to google and answer certain questions. In some way, through her campaigns or ads, she lands on either one of our website or on our campaign pages, and then she engages with our product, and this is the user journey. So while looking at the user journey, we were able to identify certain pains that she was feeling, which might not give us the metrics that we are wanting. And some of them are that while during on the campaign or on the web page, there's a bunch of info that overwhelms her because it's too long of a journey to go. The second is that there are no starting points available to her where she can experience the free courses or the MOOCs that we are offering, or she cannot try the master classes upfront. She has to sign up. And then when she lands on the dashboard, there is no personalization available to tune to her needs. And then the nudges to get her to convert into a paid user and drive the course completion are also not effectively implemented. So now, keeping these pain points that we identified in the overall journey in mind, this is the strategy that we think across different parts of the product that we can imply, so that the personas that have come can possibly reach to a stage where they can sign an ISA. The first one is that while they land onto our website, all three of them, we should have some entry points for them to get started. So, like, first of all, that we can get them started by offering some of our free courses. We can do a quick lead gen because we have a couple of placement reports and industry trend reports available. So we can do a barter that you give us a lead gen and then you can download the report. The third is that you can access our master classes by signing up and giving a basic info. So that solves the first problem of converting them from an unknown to a new user. Now, once they get onto the dashboard, there is a personalized form which gets them to fill their preferences, career objectives, their learning styles, what are they actually aiming for in a way, and then customizes the dashboard in a way which gets them started with something with us, which is very important to build commitment over a period of time because before they actually make the payment. Now for making them, now coming to the third stage, that while converting them to the paid user, we offer them, we nudge them to the cohorts and how this cohort helps them achieve their bigger objective in the career, as well as then we push these courses, these nudges during the courses, free courses that they are nudging as a part of leveraging the motivation that they have. Now we have sorry
2 minutes left. Thanks.
then we also have gamification and conversion that we have that will drive the business models that we have. Now I would request Yashika to present you the solutions.
Yeah, thank you, Yash. Thank you so much. And so, in our solutions to drive users to become known users, we are providing few suggestions like to download placement report or to the AI job market report, so that user would give their details, at least like mobile number, their name, email address, to access those data points and the entry points getting them started with our community on Discord. For example, placing the banners like to add more value proposition and to engage more users, like daily quizzes, question tips, mock interviews, and skilled community members are there, so that user have this sense to like, yeah, this community is very activated and it's not like another spam thing. Making free courses available upfront to try on the landing page itself, and the master classes on the or webinars on the home page, to just build the starting point to get the lead generation and everything. And now the method to build engagement and get users started with us, where we would provide this kind of a quiz so that we can provide them the personalized content and learning format based on the inputs. For example, every learner is different, their learning basic is different, so we would provide the format and learning content according to that. And gamification kind of things and roadmap, so that user can progress their track user can track their progress, roadmap, getting instantly started actionable steps, and gamification elements like virtual rewards, tokens, points, streaks, and schedule things, and different type of content formats for create engagement entry point. For example, people are okay, what is neutral.
Just a quick time check. 7 minutes are up.
Yeah,
If you can quickly wrap
okay,
it
sure.
down.
Discord activity on the dashboard itself, because a lot of users just land on the website itself and they will not join the community, but this would tell them, okay, what is happening on the community. So to driving paid conversions and course completion, uh, redesigning of the cohort page, human to human interaction also to nudge the user, uh, to make the.
Yashika, it's a bit way over time. If you can
Okay,
just quickly
okay, just 1 minute. I'm just completing it. Okay. So gamification factor, leaderboard, shareable badges, streak, quick incentives, and AMAs with the last batch topper or placement grabber, community engagement, and the prioritization metric would be according to low effort, high impact would be personalization of website, personalization of dashboard, gamification element in the course, and Discord activation to complete this funnel. And potential impact on these kind of things, like mainly the conversion, course completion, and satisfaction rate, so that referral would be increased, referral rate would be high, course completion would be high, and the satisfaction rate would be high. This would be our content strategy, and the future endeavors where the smart course board would be there, so the completion rate would actually like go into the hikes, and introduction of the human counselor. And yeah, so the time is short or I will explain that. So yeah, thank you for your attention and time. Yeah.
uh, anyone, do you have any leading questions? Ajay,
Okay, before
Akhilesh.
that, Yashika, I guess it'd be great if you have.
uh,
Sorry, you're not audible.
Yeah, Ajay, you want to take it up?
Yeah,
Couple of
very,
questions. Yeah.
very quickly. Yep. So, Yashka, one very quick thing is I want to understand a little bit more on the personalization front. Maybe try to explain in like 15 seconds, not more. You don't have much time. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get your question,
The
can you repeat?
personalization front, you have been talking about a quiz-based personalization of certain content, and the kind of, at least, on a product front, if I look at it, the number of features you're saying is going to clutter the already very heavy, student landing pages. So that's
Yeah,
kind of.
exactly. In the course content, what we thought, every user has different mindset. Like a few learners tend to learn from videos more, and few learners from like article and quizzes, or the gamification factor. Okay, they are getting rewards in exchange of the completion things and everything. So every, plus the basic knowledge of every user is different. Some might know the coding beforehand, and some might are like very new to web development and data science everything. But when user land on the page, and if person knows something, and if that
Got it.
person land on the page of the
Got it,
basics,
Yashika.
yeah.
Got it. So basically, you're saying, if you're able to identify what interests him, we should be able to show relevant content to him. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It should be powering the relevant content, and it should be also be smart enough to gauge at what capability I am, what suits
Okay.
me, and how much I can commit time, so that I can be the best friend as an educator. That I
Got it,
understand
Yash.
you well. Yeah.
Got it, Yash. Akhilesh, do you want to?
No, no,
That's
it's pretty much similar. I think, like a couple of synergies there. I was kind of hinting on the same thing. So, guys, Yashika, Yash, good stuff. But I think, where Ajay is coming from, you have to also be very cognizant of the UI UX experience, that you give out there, right? Because it's already so crowded. And I think, what we found as a miss was the keyword was segmentation, right? I think that's largely where Ajay is also coming from.
Yep. Yep.
Just
Yes.
one point to add, and I get the what we tried, at least in our approach, was that the dashboard in a cluttered way, what looks like too much, is that we thought that these are the different entry points for different users. What we are
Right.
recommending based on the form that is there, relevant entry points would be provided, and it would be very much tuned to it. Our approach primarily took an approach that what are the different ways in which we can get them to start our engagement. That is the perception that we're putting out, but it is highly trimmable and we can maintain the UI UX, that's for sure.
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 Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Yashika and Yash. I think great presentation. I love the list of features you have come up with. I love the mental models. Uh, but yeah, personalization and segmentation is where we were trying to, focus a little bit more on here. So that's
Sure.
one piece. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you. Yep.
Akhilesh, anything else? I hope.
No, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, super.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Yash, Yashika. Um, yeah, I think we'll move on to the next one. Okay, I'll just present my wheel again, so we'll know who's next.
Yep.
Okay, Himanshu and Siddharth, you people are next, so you can raise your hand and you can come on stage. Hi, Siddharth.
Hey, hi Siddharth.
Hey, hey, hi, Shmita.
Visible.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
I'm not.
Himanshu.
Hi,
Yeah,
hi.
Folks, I'll just one quick thing. Whenever there are 2 minutes left, I'll just give an indication. I won't unmute. I think that just disturbs the flow. So yeah.
yeah, and also Himanshu, please do turn on your camera. I think that will be
Yeah,
because
I switched on. I don't know what. Is it visible now?
yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, now you're there, Himanshu. Can I
Yeah,
also suggest something, guys? I think whoever is presenting, you don't need to work a lot on the this one. You have only 5 minutes plus two. So please focus on what is the feature that you're recommending, what is the impact, and if there is a reasoning behind that. So that way you'll
Sure,
be able to cover the meat of the presentation a little faster. Yeah.
yeah,
sure.
perfect. Yeah, you can begin with your introduction. We'll start as soon as you present your slide. We'll start the timer.
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm starting. Yeah, you can start the time. So welcome to the product teardown for AlmaBetter. So here's the roadmap. You can see like we start with the problem statement, then we go to the research, then we go to the user personas, and then the opportunity solution tree, and then the prioritization, and then in the end wireframes and content, and at the fag end we have the KPIs. So coming to the problem statement, so everyone is aware of the problem statement. So I will deep dive into the opportunities that we think is relevant. So first is the segmentation driven personalization on different touch points to enhance the user journey. The second thing that we thought is improving the community experience to increase the engagement both offsite and onsite. Third is the introducing feature to convert free users to the paid one. Now coming to the research, so we did a primary research of the in-depth interview of 5 people, and these are the background from the freshers to the college to the professionals, and also we did the focus group interviews two and the batch of three. Secondary research that did was like I will directly jump to the competitors. So basically, direct competitors are the pay after placement model which are operating. So for example, Newton School, Bloom Tech, Masai School. The indirect ones are the coding ninjas, simply learn, skill, upgrade. And we also have the AlmaBetter stats. Bounce rate is 39.6%. Visit duration is 5.3. Coming to the personas, and this is purely on the basis of the research that we did. So this we have bifurcated into three personas. So first one is the student fresher with no experience. Second is the working professional who is looking to upskill. Third one is the professional looking to switch domain or start a career after a break. And each of the personas have their individual goals, motivation, and frustration. For example, motivation for a student or fresher will be to have a high growth career, well paid job, and to land their first job. The frustration for a professional switching domain is like not satisfied with the current job, not knowing how to switch, not aware of how to prepare, and also finding a job is difficult. Now coming to the user journey, so we have segmented this into 6 phases. First one is onboarding, then choosing the course, then sign up, then exploring the dashboard, then joining the community, then purchase. The critical pain point I will list down are, first of all, the salary range mentioned is very wide. Second is that people are not aware of the free course until they sign up. Third is full fee structure is hidden deep inside, and which is like somewhat like tough to find. Now coming to the opportunity solution tree. So here, after the problem statement, we identify 3 opportunity as mentioned before, and for each opportunity we have relevant solutions. So for example, is introducing features to convert free users to paid. We have chatbot, we have PAP demystified section, we have gamifications. Now going to the prioritization. So out of the 11 solutions, we have prioritized on the basis of RISE. So here you can see the red highlighted are the ones which are highly prioritized and are the must have. The yellow ones are the should have, and the white ones are the could have. So according to this prioritization, we have phase launched, like we have built a roadmap. So phase 1 will only focus on the priority solution that are 1 to 3 in rank. Phase 2 will solve the problem for the solutions that are personalized quiz and reports. Phase 3 will have the solution that are gamification and hackathons. Phase 4, if needed, will be around the chatbot and the carousels. Are now deep diving into the each of the solution. So for first solution, the hypothesis was that potential paid users are hesitant to enroll in a program due to uncertainty around pay after placement fee structure. So what we are suggesting here is that in the home page itself, we have several icons where explore program is there. These all icons should redirect them to the AlmaX page a where a user can easily get the understanding of what the course is, what is the PAP structure, what is the curriculum, what will be the curriculum. Now going to the next one. So here the hypothesis was users have busy lives and don't want to spend time navigating and filling multiple forms. So for this is specifically to the Discord engagement. So first opportunity or the solution we have is like in the user journey of the free course, we what we can do is we can have a just a step just before the free course access about a Discord button or a pop-up. So a user can only access the free course once they have entered into the Discord channel. The second thing is here is like in the home page we have an icon in the bottom left that talks about that of the Discord channel, which redirect to a form, and then the user goes to the final Discord channel. I want to eliminate the middle step. Like why we need to have that form? We can directly let the user go into the Discord channel, and there we can do the verification process. Now
Got
going to
it,
the
Himanshu. Himanshu, I think you just have 2 minutes or so left. So
okay.
can you go to the personalization bit, please?
Yeah,
Segment.
personalization quiz and report. So here the hypothesis was that users are motivated by seeing their progress and the impact of their effort. So here what we are presenting is like the first page should be who is this course for. Then they will be redirected to the form where the information will be filled in, and this information is relevant for the future also. Then they will click on the take the test, and once they take the test, there will be a personalized scoreboard, a report generated for them. So here, for example, if a user has scored 90 plus, so they can skip the module 1 and module 2 and can pay only for module 3 and the AlmaX, and hence there will a sense of more personalization in that. Coming to the placement report, there will be a segmentation here also, 5 lakh, 9 lakh, 15 lakh, and anyone can download the placement report. Coming to the solution 6, gamification hackathons. So there are 2 solutions that we are presenting here. One is the contest, second is the question of the day. So question of the day will every day a question will be presented and answers will be given by all the users, and a streak option is also given, so that if person continuously give the correct answer, there will be a streak building. Context hackathon will be for the paid and the free users both, and accordingly if someone participate and win, and they can be incentivized accordingly. Now coming to the launch of the chatbot and the carousel. So chatbot, you can see here we will have a chatbot which will have a ready-made prompts. So accordingly, like in the future, if they want, they can talk to the chatbot and can be redirected to the help desk. AlmaMeter freshers and carousel page will be there for a social proof for the existing alumni of the AlmaMeter, and questions like, is this course worth for me? Will I get the relevant placement? All this question will be tackled through this page. Coming to the KPIs, you can see we have average session duration, conversion rate, desired action, quiz completion, free to paid conversion rate. Then we have average session duration again for improving the community experience. Then active member growth rate in the Discord and hackathon. Then DAO and MAU. And the last one is the click-through rate for the pages like PAP, Alma X, QOD, chatbot, DAO, MAU, and free to paid
Just a quick
conversion.
time check, Himanshu, if you can wrap it up. That would be great.
Yeah, and coming to the North Star metric, we have for the website engagement, average session duration, and for the course purchase, we have free to paid conversion rate. Thank you. Thank you for your time. This is all from the team Bull Eyes.
Yeah. So Team Bullseye, Himanshu, and Siddharth. I think it's great that you have presented. I kind of love the number of features that you come up with, how you segmented certain things and gave us that. But I think what I'm kind of still missing is the segmentation and personalization front. Uh,
Okay.
I'm kind of little lost, guys. Okay, so can you take me through that in the next 30 seconds?
Yes,
What
sure.
you
Can I take it you through the PPT itself?
Yeah, just the person.
Yes, Himanshu.
So the segmentation personalization. So I said that we have identified three different user personas. So
Okay.
accordingly, we will have the quiz, and
Mhm.
once the quiz is completed, then each of the user personas will can get the course according to what they already know, and there will be a personalized scoreboard, score report, and from that they can track. Also for the segmentation personalization, see this currently we have two courses. I'm not saying that we should increase the number of courses, but what I'm saying is that within the existing course we can bifurcate it into different modules, and in that module that will cater to each of the three personas that we mentioned, like the freshers, the working professional that want to switch domain, and the working professional that want to upskill.
Got
Accordingly we will have a very apt personalization strategy.
got it, Himanshu. That's what I have. Akhilesh, do you want to ask something?
I just had a question there,
Yeah.
Himanshu. Could you just quickly crystallize as to what impact do you feel? What are those matrices that you're impacting by proposing these solutioning?
So definitely one impact will be there. There will be an increased average session duration in a time frame of, if we take 1 month, though
Hmm.
average session duration will increase, bounce rate will decrease. Because we have a sense of like all the solutions are catering to the engagement and the personalization needs. So like if we
But
go
are
from
these no, no? So the question is, are these matrices closer to Alma better? I mean, as a brand, does it matter that you move these matrices in the larger scheme of macros?
so in a
Because
largest
I'm tying it back to the slide wherein you showed that sign up is thumbs down, right, and a few others. What
yes,
was
yes,
the baseline around it? Did you do some funneling, or how did you arrive at those problem statements largely?
yeah,
And
So
so we
Akhilesh,
did.
maybe I think I can answer those questions.
Yeah,
So
sure, sir.
basically, yeah. So what we're trying to do over here is Akhilesh, basically the funnel conversion starting from the first. So if you look at the pain point over there itself, you mentioned it is very difficult to find the necessary information for anyone to take up the course. So right from the first, we are placing it's just completely redesigning the information architecture of the website so that they find the right information when they need, and also the Discord channel, we placed it in a certain way which so in case most probably people would be taking up the free course, when they're taking up the free course they are going to get directed to the Discord channel where they're going to engage more with the people, and then
but Siddharth,
where
I'll
we are
just cut
going to
you
do
there. I get where you're
uh,
coming from, but I'll just cut you there and
yep,
see the
okay,
essence of this
okay,
all, what we are here for today, right? Is
yes,
personalization, right?
so
The whole intent that
yes.
we don't want to switch and change a lot of schema on the
Yes,
website, right? I
Mm-hmm,
mean, if
mm-hmm,
that was
mm-hmm,
totally
mm-hmm,
agree.
mm-hmm.
what was needed, then
Okay.
personalization stack loses its all essence in the first
Yes,
place,
yes,
right?
So
So why
yeah,
we
coming
still
back to the
keep the
personalization.
yeah.
Yep. Coming back to the personalization, I think the quiz part comes there. So there are different people who want the different content that they want to study. It's not let's assume I'm a junior data analyst or a data analyst who's already working. I don't want to go through basic courses which I already am aware of, and I also do not want to pay for it. So that's where the quiz part comes in. Also, there is another problem which comes in, like, let's assume I may come to Alma Mater and say, like, see, I'm already a data analyst. I don't want to take first three modules. I want to go for the rest of the modules. Let's assume I'm not knowledgeable enough. Like, then it becomes difficult for us from the Alma Better to like place them also. So that's why we have introduced the quiz part, which is going to assess that person and then give them a personalized content which they should go through and then pass all the tests and everything, the modules that is over there, so that then they can like take up so then they can get placed, and which it becomes easier for Alma Better also to place those people.
But you run it for everybody,
So
right? So that's the organic flow that you're tweaking for the entire
exactly,
user base,
exactly.
right? Is it
Yep,
not
yep, yep. So
happening with
anyway,
pockets, or maybe you're doing some A/B as a product to understand and arrive at that, fitment?
exactly. So that's something like during like so basically these are just hypotheses, right? So in the initial phase, basically like we have to do an A/B testing and then like see whether this hypothesis is working or not. And also obviously like we are targeting to see at least 30 to 40% of conversion compared to the last month. Or so in case if that happens, and obviously like we would be going forward with this solution. Yes, like maybe we just have to look for some other solution over here.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
guys. Thank you much.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, we'll go ahead with our next participant. I'll just share my screen again. Yes. Parvati, you're next. If you can raise your hand.
Parvati and
Hi, Parvati.
Hi guys. Yeah, I'm doing it alone, guys.
Yes.
Okay, just a second. Is my screen visible?
yes.
Yes, Parvati. Yep.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I'll be presenting Alma Mater's product here on deck now. So I think people are aware of the primary objective. So the goal is to devise effective audience segmentation and content strategies, which will add a personalized flavor to the website, thereby promoting engagement and conversions. So I think all of us are aware of Alma Mater. It's an upskilling startup. I'm not going deeper into what it is about. So I had done a short competitor analysis. So I felt Scalar.com and Geekster was a pretty good competitor because they are on the same lines, offering same set of courses. I've ignored Geekster because they do only for web development. I've taken Scalar because it is very close. They offer web development full stack and data science full stack. So going into a little bit of demographics, I just analyzed a little bit of device distribution and geography of Scalar. They are more into United States and India, and their device distribution is more on their mobile desktop side. Comparing it with Alma Better, I figured out that Alma Better is more towards Indianized version. Probably, I think they are thinking of expanding to a little bit into United States. So currently, it is more on the Indianized side, and the device distribution, on a surprise, is more on the mobile web part. But one thing to note is desktop is not bad; it is equally good. Considering all of this, the audience segmentation is going to be on a broad sense: students, working professionals, and career changes. Since we have already discussed a lot about audience segmentation, I'm not explaining the things that I've put above. So the broad categories are these three. So I've considered three user personas: who's a student who wants to get placed, uh, unemployed person who has working, I mean, who has done his master's or bachelor's, but he wants to get a job with good salary. He can either be unemployed or he has done a few small courses in data science and web development, kind of that persona. The third one is he's already a developer, he's in the same space or a data science expert, and he wants to change his job with higher package. So basically, three types of people: students, working professionals, and career changes. So let's get into the buyer journey. I've split them into awareness, consideration, decision, and enrollment. So awareness stage is where the unknown users comes into picture. He would visit the websites, scrolls through all this. Since personalization is what we are looking at it, I would just on a high scale, I have considered 3 to 4 user interviews, and I've put this buyer journey. I've not taken very small things into picture, considering our Explore curriculum, free masterclasses, Explore programs, the signups, referrals, reviews, all of this together. I have categorized them into 4 different areas. Basically, the journey from awareness to enrollment. I'm not going into each and every boxes. I hope it is readable. So I'll give a second to for you guys to have a look. We can come back to this also. So any buyer journey starts from acquisition to conversion. So that's the funnel. So for an unknown user, I think he's in the awareness stage. The main thing is to promote free content that would in turn build trust and help them to sign up, and which will also push them to revisit the website. For known users, I've categorized few areas in consideration and decision enrollment phase. We will anyway see this in the strategies. So going to the first personalization element, I would highly recommend the usage of pop-ups. So I have categorized all these personalization elements into unknown user and known user for easy understanding. So the first pop-up that I'm talking about is when you click on almabetter.com, after few seconds of scroll, you get a pop-up telling request a callback. But people are not yet aware of what AlmaBetter is, or they have not even scrolled through content enough. So I would say a pop-up calling for register for free masterclass would have 2 things. One, it would push them to sign up, because I saw that when you register, you automatically sign up. So irrespective of their purchase decision, I think that's a very good way to make users sign up. This way we are making them closer to enrollment, right? So this is one thing. For known users, pop-ups where they can be helpful is when you go till they enroll now CTA, and they for some reason they go out and they come back, there should be a personal touch telling, hey Shri, we saw you are one step closer, or some instant discounts that would create a FOMO. Or based on user segments, you can also, if they are a student, you can immediately tell them, do you want to talk to our advisor? Or you can say this percentage of students have already enrolled today. So based on user segments, you can also give some personalized messages which will add a personal flavor to their screen, and would help them navigate to the right content and spend some more time on the website. The second thing is went through the program detail page. So 2 things. First thing is the program detail page. When you go to click on enroll now, you give a flat 6,000 off, but that has not been informed priorly. Only till they go to the last page, the pricing is informed. So maybe, and also there is a lot of locks, which is like there's no CTA for the lock. So maybe when they click on it, that can be like there can be a pop up when they spend some time on it, or they make some few clicks, like unlock all modules by enrolling now, or there is a free quiz, right? Like in each module there are 2 3 free items which is available, and people can take assessments. Maybe exclusive coupons for people who have passed the test. 60% is a pass, and you can give exclusive coupons for 1 day or 2 day. This will create a FOMO, and it will help push them to register or enroll for the course immediately. So here one more, yeah, sure. Here one more additional thing is based on user segment. We can also tell them, like, if they have passed the assessment, maybe they are already aware of that topic. You can also tell them that, give them some pop-ups encouraging them to connecting them with their relevant user segments, like telling them give few stats about their user segments. The second element is social proof. On the I mean people, this is for unknown user, whoever comes into picture, I see a straight away testimonial. So I would prefer percentages or some stats here, which would help them build trust. For known users, again, I've put social proof, but here I would say based on personalized content, I wanted more statistics based on that particular personalized user segment, because I see that you collect data of whether he's a learner, he's a working professional, or he's a student, the time a person enrolls, registers. So maybe based on that data, we can give some relevant stats here. Third thing is clear CTA. I would highly recommend to improve the CTAs. The Explore program asks to sign up, which may lead to losing users. Maybe that can be reduced, and this Explore program can lead to really to explore the program. Give them some time to explore, and then we can make them decide. Uh, yeah, similarly, I have put few other CTA related comments. For community, I really have a question which we can take up. If it's a member only community, why is a non-member who has not registered being given an option to join Discord? Sadly, I joined today, and it was really upsetting that I had no access for anything. So maybe here, join community should be the right CTA other than explore courses. So
Quick
yeah,
question.
similar.
Can you
Yeah, last 30 seconds. Yeah, similar CTAs for known users as well. And the last one is the landing page. Based on the user segment, I would highly recommend to use alumni success stories to be different for each segment. Students need to see more relevant students and other working professionals to be relevant user segments. And lastly, you can provide recommendations on where to start based on the user segment. If he's a student, you can right away guide him on at least the first 3 steps that he needs to do, which will reduce the friction and increase screen time. So, to boost community engagement, I think weekly activities, monthly meetups, quiz after, and rewards is the best way to go about it, which will increase free to paid conversions. So, there are a few other UI extras that I have given. I think we can, it's all there in the deck and we can discuss it later. Yeah, finally, applause for all these good things that you're currently doing, and the engagement is really good. That you have just started in 2020. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Pallavi. Great presentation. We'll move on to Ajay, Akhilesh, Pallavi. Any questions?
Yeah. Thanks, Arun. Parvati, I think I like the entire, the features and how you have done the completer research and stuff. I mean, these are very close to what we are also monitoring on stats, and some of them are being improved. Some of them we are reworking. Some of them we're gonna do from scratch. So that's one good thing I have to appreciate
Thank
upfront.
you.
So this is pretty good. Um,
Thank you so
Coming to
much.
the personalization front, I want you to walk me through a little quickly. When you say, let's take top two opportunities for personalization. Just give me a quick understanding on the website. I unknown user on the dashboard, known user. Just one opportunity of each.
Yeah, just a second. I'm sorry.
No, you can just speak it out. You don't have to share your screen. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can just speak. It's fine.
Okay. So for unknown user, okay. First of all, my top priority would be clear CTAs for known users and unknown users. I
Personalization.
really.
Let's go to
Okay.
personalization. Details are
Okay. Okay.
very far from
Okay.
personalization. At
Okay.
least
Okay. Great. So I would say for known users, for unknown users, I would say pop-ups. Because when he spends some time, I think there should be some pop-ups telling him what he's up to. Or sometimes I see the scroll is really big, so he has to go from top to bottom. He gets lost. So maybe some pop-ups would help him redirect to the right location. For known users, I have two things. One is social proof, where a student or a working professional, whoever comes, some stats that is relevant for that particular category. Like today, maybe some percentage have enrolled, or 80% of students have got placed in 16 plus lakh salary, something like that. Social proof, which is very personalized to that user segment. One more for known user is recommendations. Because once they come inside, if it's a student, he gets lost. Anybody, I'm not even student, even a working professional gets lost. At least one part where you want them to start, like
fair,
if it's a student, you can ask them to start with a quiz or like that, something like that. I
fair
think
Parvati. I
these are
think
some of.
second question is what kind of impact do you think this is going to drive? Like rough percentage numbers or something like that.
Okay. uh, I mean, let me be very frank. I'm not able to come at a percentage, because when I saw Intracast report, you have a 19% conversion rate, where I compare this registered to enrolled. I'm not aware of the graduation numbers here. So I'm sorry, I don't have a number here. But one thing I can say is you have a good screen time, which is 5 minutes is a very good screen time. And I think with very few tweaks, converting free to paid shouldn't be that easy, that difficult. So I'm sorry, I don't have a clear number here, percentage
Fair
here.
enough. Fair enough. Akhilesh, do you want to take the next set of questions?
Yeah, good stuff there, Parvati, like Ajay mentioned. Good on numbers though, but I wanted to pick your brains on, when you said pop-ups, right? That intrigued me, right? You showed some pop-ups. How do you relate that to web personalization largely? Because pop-ups have been around for quite a while, right? Uh,
Okay, so I would say my own experience when I visited AlmaBetter, I had clicked till enroll now. I went out. I came like 4 5 times, but there was nothing like. I mean, who am I to
like
AlmaBetter
in
now?
like in the face marketing, right? So these guys are not bugging you, so that bothered you. Because
I mean, no.
because
The
you've been
thing is,
conditioned to be bothered by other brands.
no. The thing is, I get messages. Okay, every day there is one message from Alma Better telling, "Hey Shri, this is for you. This is for you." But then I have to come out of your website, go to my mobile, I see, and I go to Instagram. That somewhere leads, that doesn't lead to your conversion, right? I go to Instagram and I just forget. And I'm happy about your content. I would applaud. That's all. But for you, you need
Right.
conversions. So I would say, when I come
Right.
back, maybe you can just make me remember that I've gone till enrollment. If I come the next day, that is fine. But even if I come after a week, sorry, if I come after a week, maybe you can tell me that you've already gone till the enrollment screen, or in the span of 1 week, I have, maybe there are maybe 500 people have already registered, or people 20% of the cohort members are already succeeded. So that will somehow create me
Right.
like I'm late and I have to quicken up. So that's
No,
the
sure.
thing
You're
with
trying to create that
pop-ups.
FOMO. I understand where you're coming from. You know, the vision is clear, but the execution part of it all, right? The
uh,
packaging of it all. How do you want to
no,
kind
no.
of show it? Do you want to show it like in the face? You good with seeing pop-ups? You know, the screen goes blank. You see one big pop-up in in the middle of the screen, or maybe it's a cluttered screen with multiple pop-ups talking different languages, or
No, no.
you rather kind of package it in a very immersive experience, right? Which is embedded, and it feels like it's coming out of the brand, right? Like an immersive experience, which is part of the product flow. I mean, if you package it and bake it like that, which one would you choose? I mean, I'm just giving you a plug for AB largely, so.
Uh, so first thing is, pop-up. I'm not doing it for FOMO. I want to just add a personalized flavor to the user, that Alma Better
Sure. Sure.
recognizes me, and it is just telling me that it is making me feel as part of its community already. I've just signed up. I have not even enrolled for anything, but I just want to give a personalized flavor. FOMO is all next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Secondly, even today when I scroll, I get a pop-up telling request a callback. I
Yeah.
feel that pop-up at that moment feels irrelevant for me. I don't want to talk to anybody. I have come to Alma Better to understand what Alma Better is. Maybe I would have I would have Scalar's website on the, and on that tab I would just keep comparing what Scalar is doing, what Alma Better is doing. So I don't
Yeah.
want a request a call back. That pop-up, at least that pop-up can be replaced with something, where you stick on your customers to your Alma Better site, which makes them close the other tabs and focus on what Alma Better's offerings are. That's my point.
Cool. Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couple of
thank you.
closing comments, I think, for the community also. I think with pop-ups, there is a challenging thing. That's what Akhilesh was trying to, nudge us towards. Just to understand, pop-up is something which is used to, block the entire experience, show him only one single thing that he has to focus on. Okay, there
Right.
are certain sites, there are multiple pop-ups, but if you look at how Google recommends, web pages for SEO indexing, they say minimal pop-ups and stuff like that. But we are forced to use pop-ups to do certain actions. That is where if I have to probably shed some light, WebEngage provides something very interesting, and that was
That's right.
the idea of this entire exercise.
Exercise. Yes.
Okay. Great.
But good. I like the research that you did, Parvati. So good stuff.
Same here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good
Thank you.
stuff.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Thank you,
Perfect.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pallavi. And yeah, I think we'll move on to our next presentation. Okay. Yes, so next person is Tapas. If you can raise your hand. Tapas, if you're here, can you raise your hand? Okay, he's here. Hi, Tapas.
Hey Tapas, you might need to unmute yourself.
Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, yes.
Let me share my screen once. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So, hi everyone, I'm Tapas, and today I'm going to present a product teardown for AlmaBetter. So to set the stage, I would like to explain what AlmaBetter is doing. It is an online educational platform and offers risk-free education environment to all, and they are focusing on community engagement as well.
Tapas,
Uh,
can I just pause you for a second? See, please remember you have very limited time. Seven
yeah,
minutes, not enough for completing the deck. Please focus on the meat of the presentation.
exactly, yes. So to start with product mix and product lines. So product mix is basically variety of products which are being offered by the organization. In this, it is online education, and product lines is like group of similar products. Those are full stack data science and full stack web development. Now coming on to competitors, respecting the time constraints, I will be focusing on one competitor, but in my whole slide deck, there are a brief about them. So DataGam, it is an edtech platform which is offering video, written, and exercise-based content. And I dive into Google Trends and I figured out like the search frequency for AlmaBetter and DataGam. I figured out that these are the areas where we can see AlmaBetter and DataGam. Although the blue progress for AlmaBetter is quite high, but in order to have complete blue bar, what we can do is like we can populate some of the regional content on the website. For that, I will be talking further in the slides. Now coming on to like where AlmaBetter is better than competitors is that they are providing free courses in the form of like written content, documented form. But I believe that it would be a better idea to have some visuals as well, because video content have a huge impact on the audience. Now coming on to the main problem statement, it is how would you personalize the website experience? Focusing on the objectives and the key results, the aim was to drive to free to paid conversions, boost community engagement, and personalization strategy. The outcomes would be the elements of the website to be personalized, target audience, and the content strategy for the same. I bifurcated the target audience into three aspects: undergraduates, recent graduates, and the working professionals, basically the audience segmentation. I conducted a user survey for 10 to 12 users, and I found out these statistics for the age group analysis, educational analysis, like are they working professional, graduates, and all. And I figured out that most of the people are like leaning towards data science. Like more than 70% people want to shift towards data science, and also they. While making a purchase, they are looking at testimonials. Those are video over the written content. The common ground where users are meeting is that they are preferring the trial versions before jumping onto the paid ones, because definitely these are some of the comments from the users, why they want to have a trial instead of going to the paid ones. Considering time constraints, again, I'm focusing on one user persona, like for Adam. He's a 22-year-old guy, engineering undergraduate, data science enthusiast. He's having a budget of like 5 to 10K INR and prefers to have personalized courses and trial versions, and a big fan of community and networking. Coming on to improvements and strategies. To personalize courses, what we can do is we can have different categories for personalization. We can ask the user to have like the timings of the cohort they would prefer, size of the cohort, user's budget, and user skills. The impact it would have is that they will have like a sense of ownership on the product. Like we can have a personalized button for that, and the element would be the personalization button. The KPI to measure would be the CTR for the personalized feature that the user will be clicking on, and this will have a like a perfect for working professionals to have their work life balance. Now coming on to working together portion, which is like a community part. We can have a CTA for the users to click to find a project mate where they can interact with different project mates, and this could be a sample pop-up to click on it. And the impact it would have is that the teamwork, because working on some big projects requires teamwork and it makes things easy. The element could be this pop-up, as I previously mentioned. The KPI to measure would be the number of users who found a potential partner. Now coming on to PLG strategy, that is product led growth, where we say that how we can drive our product to growth, like basically using the product. What we can do is we can start with offering a quiz pop-up where the user takes the quiz, and we can offer few free videos for them to explore out the courses. And after that, we can add a CTA to purchase the entire program. Basically, what it will do is it will motivate the user to take a shot at their skills. It lures the user to figure out the videos, and then taking them to the paid course would be a strategy to focus on. The element could be a sample pop-up which takes them to the quiz, and after that the CTA to landing page. The KPI would be the number of trial users who converted to the paid plans. Now, the most important part, impact versus effort or the prioritization metrics. The According to me, the highest priority and the easy one to be implemented would be the PLG strategy. What the user journey would look like: user taking a quiz, user exploring free videos, and the user going on to the CTA page to explore the paid courses. And then the rest of the activities can come into play, like personalization of courses, pair with potential partners to like focus on community and engagement. So and the bonus improvements could be that, like driving user to the course completion. What we can do is, like, we can send out regular push notifications, like catering to undergraduates, recent graduates, working professionals, then showing relevant ads as per their usage patterns, initiating a reward strategy. Other features could be, as I mentioned, about the competitor, about the region.
Less than 2 minutes left if you can wrap
Yeah,
up.
I'm wrapping up. We can populate some regional content. Can have some like Spotify wrapped kind of thing, so that user comes to the platform, seeing that they have done some activities. We can gamify the newsletters for weekly quizzes, mini projects, community interactions, and we can inculcate a schedule a call feature as well. So these are some of the bonus improvements that we can add to the product
Did we just lose Tapas?
Yeah, Tapas, if you're here, you're on mute.
Yeah, he went on mute, I think.
Uh, Ajay, you're also on mute.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry. Yeah.
just wait for a sec. Wait for 5-10 seconds. Let's see if Tapas
Yeah.
joins back.
Okay, it's here. Just a second.
Sorry guys, my internet was acting up. I'm
No,
audible.
it's
Yeah.
no issue. You can just quickly wrap up, Tapas. Time is almost.
Yeah,
Feel free to share your screen and
yeah, these are some of the bonus improvements that we can add, and yeah, I'm done with it. Thank you.
Okay.
great presentation. Tapas. Yeah, we'll move to folks if you have any questions.
Uh,
Tapas, can you just quickly go back to the last one? I missed a bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mentioned, like, we can populate regional content on the website in regional languages, so that there is more demographics of people coming onto website, and we can have a video feature that explains the benefits of
Lost him again.
I think we lost him. No worries. I think we can move on to the next participant and probably come to Tapas once he's back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the next participant is Archit. If you're here, please raise your hand.
do we have a chat?
Archit. Okay, Tapas is here.
Archit is also here. Yeah.
Archit is also here. We just wrap it up with Tapas?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Sorry, Archit, just to wrap it up with Tapas. Can you see Tapas on stage?
Not yet.
Okay, it shows he's on stage. I think he has issues. So, okay, Tapas, we'll move on to you after Archit's presentation. Archit, if you can raise your hand. Perfect. Hi, Archit.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Actually, do you want to switch on your video?
Yeah.
Sure, just
Yeah,
let me share my screen.
sure.
So, firstly, thanks to the TPF team, the AlmaBetter team, and the WebEngage team to provide us this opportunity. So, I'll directly start my deck now. So, the problem statement was quite clear: drive free to paid conversions, boost community engagement, and personalization strategy. So, I did a superficial competitor analysis, and AlmaBetter is right up with its contemporaries. So I created three user segments. So Aman is a final year engineering student who is looking for his first job and to upskill in a particular field. Piyush is an experienced professional, either a data scientist or a web developer, and he wants to upskill himself and get a higher pay in the same domain. And Vivek is a Bachelor of Arts graduate. He's looking to switch to data science because he feels it's data science where his actual interest lies, and that's the field which will pay him the best. So each user has different pain points. It's already mentioned on the deck. So the user journey, I mapped the user journey next. So user journey is quite clean and efficient, I would say. But there are still some issues like lack of customization on home page. There is no recommended course from AlmaBetter's site. If a student wants to talk to an advisor, the turnaround time is typically higher, and there is lack of clarity on why students should click on explore course button. Frankly speaking, when I first opened the AlmaBetter site, I felt explore course will route me to the course curriculum, and then I'll be routed to the payment page. I did not expect a free course available. So that is what we should work on. So this is my first recommended solution, a quiz pop-up on homepage. So as soon as a student lands on the homepage, a quiz should be popped up without asking any personal information like email or phone number to him. So here the student can select whether he is a working professional or a student. If he is a working professional, how long he has been working, and if he has a tech background or not. Next, AlmaBetter will ask him what course he is interested in. So as Ajay mentioned, AlmaBetter are looking to expand the course portfolio. So for now, only 2 courses are there, but in future, if there are 10 courses or maybe 5 courses, so it will be difficult for the students to select which course they want to. But no worries, because AlmaBetter will help them select their course. So they can select not sure, help me decide. Then we will have a short psychometric quiz, maybe of 10 to 15 questions, which will help us better understand the skills and the interest of the student. Then based on the psychometric test, a student will be recommended a course based on the answers. So in this deck, for example, I've considered a student is good with data, he is creative and have good analytical skills. So AlmaBetter has recommended a data science course to them. Then once if I click on complete the course, I'll be routed to the course homepage. And course homepage should have multiple sections, one for each user segment with distinct content. So I'll come why there is a need for distinct content. So let's say I'm Vivek. I'm a Bachelor of Arts graduate who have no experience in tech background. So uh, I'll explore this course and I'll see, okay, so Neville is one person who has taken up this course and he's got a 120% high. Then I'll see, oh, okay, he's already an associate analyst, so maybe he's already an engineer, good with numbers, good with coding. So that's why he has got a 120% high. But this testimonial is just like unnecessary for me. It's kind of a noise for me. What Vivek will care about is Saubhagya. He's event marketing intern who's got a 50% high. So instead of showing all the testimonials, all the user stories, and the pain points on one single page, the Explore course page should have 3 different segments, each one for each user segment. So as you can see in the second screenshot, we are currently on a switch to data science domain. That means the student is from a non-tech background and want to switch to data science. So here we can have a personalized strategy and we can focus on a particular pain point for each student. Next is a conversational AI-based chatbot. So instead of a talk to an advisor, we can have a chatbot there which will instantaneously solve students' queries and they will have answers in their fingertips. Next is repositioning the blogs and articles page. So almost every edtech platform, be they provide courses or not, a blogs and articles page is always there. And I was searching for the same on AlmaBetter website, but it was a subheader inside the about page, which I feel should be mentioned in the main header as it will become more visible and it will be easily accessible. And once the student have completed the blog, this is from my personal experience, a student who is willing to learn always likes to test his understandings. So instead of using a bland language and promoting the course, we should have a CTA which should say, okay, you have read a blog about feature selection, a 1,000 word blog, you have spent 10 minutes. Let's take a quiz and check whether you have understood it or not. So
Ajay,
once
sorry,
yes,
less than 2 minutes left. Just a time check.
yes, so once the student clicks on take a quiz, now he will be routed to the explore course and now he will sign up for the free. So once the student has signed up for the free, there is no motivation for student to engage with the platform. So we should reward them by giving them coupons on the main for the paid course. So let's say a student want to study data science. Okay, so this is a 3 hour course, but if you complete this in the next 8 or 10 hours, you will get a 6,000 of coupon on the main course. So this will motivate the student and help in increasing the engagement with the platform. And last but not the least is the ROI calculator. So this will help students make decisions by considering the long-term and short-term benefits. And again, this will be based on the experience and the past background of each student. So maybe for a person who is looking for a job switch, the annual pay can be a pay hike can be a 70%, but for someone who is new to tech background, the pay hike can be just 30-40%. So this will be an algorithm will be used to give them a personalized long-term benefits over next 5 to 10 years. This is I have used the right prioritization framework here to prioritize the required solutions, and this is the final prioritization list.
Yeah, just on time, Archit. Uh, was that the last slide?
Yes, yes.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, we can move on to the questionnaire.
Yeah, I think Archit, you can hold on to the last slide itself. That's where the questions are going to be.
Sure.
Do you want to share your screen again, Archit? Yeah, thanks. So Archit, you have six solutions you're suggesting. What kind
Yes.
of increase in results? What kind of a KPI movement you would see from each of these solutions? I want you to, just probably spend a bit of time on that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in terms of KPIs, I would say reward the learning will have the best impact because it will drive more engagement with the platform. It will increase the MAU and DAU with the dashboard, and it will help in better course conversions.
Mhm.
Secondly, having a ROI calculator on the payment page will reduce the bounce rate and it will give a it will help in making firm decisions on why students should buy this course. And not only for next 2 years, this course will be beneficial over the next 5 to 10 years as well.
Okay.
Again, if we look at this solution, we can the KPIs are we can increase the number of visits to each article. So let's say if we create this article which is SEO friendly. So as a couple of years back, I was also an aspiring data scientist. So I used to learn everything from Google. So I used to search like what is feature selection. Now if AlmaBetter have a good blog, it's ranked, it's SEO friendly and it's ranked on top page of Google, then I'll come directly to this page. I'll spend next 10-15 minutes understanding the blog and then I can take a quiz and I'll sign up for the free dashboard. So this
Got.
will again increase the number of visits to each article and increase the students registering for the free course.
Okay, then the priority that you show in the last slide doesn't stand then, right? That's it. It's
No, for this prioritization, I've also considered the effort required from the developing team.
okay, the slide number 18, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, this.
Okay, got it, got it. Okay, cool. Fine. I think I've got most of what you are trying to tell us here, and I think I wouldn't want to ask again any questions. Akhilesh, do you have something to ask?
Just one bit. I mean, one thing that I felt, Archit, and correct me if I'm wrong. When you opened up, right, you spoke about getting a free course and not being very happy about it, right, as a user.
No, I'll
Was that
show the
correct, or was that?
this website
Yeah.
for you. So once I click on this AlmaBetter website, so this is the home page. So I never thought that Explore courses will route me to a free course because
Yeah.
the CTA should be renamed, I think. Explore course I thought would show me the curriculum of the course and then I'll be routed to the free page, free payment page.
Okay.
Okay. Ajay, your
So,
take on this?
See,
uh,
the explore courses takes you to a list of courses that we have,
Yeah.
and it's not a free course you're going to. Then from there you go to the main course pages. It's a slightly missed part out there that you're seeing. So it's featured
if I
courses.
could click on the Explore program from here, then I'll be routed to this page, which
Yeah. So explore
I was not
program,
sure.
you know, and gives you a free preview of whatever is there. for the free user
Free
experience.
preview. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Got
in
it.
that's
the
what
note,
I
you
think.
can put it.
A keyword of free should be mentioned somewhere here. So
Yeah, I mean,
should
we
come
are
here.
undertaking the free courses because there is something else we'll be launching soon. So that's part of our
Definitely.
product roadmap.
Right.
That's
And
why
Archit,
we.
what are you proposing against it? The quiz part, right? Is what that
Yes,
was that the proposition?
the quiz part, as well as
Hmm.
we can test if we go through an article, we can test the understanding. So once if the student clicks on test, take a quiz on feature selection. Feature selection is the article, what the topic the article is about. If a
Hmm.
student clicks on this button, then he'll be routed to the that free dashboard.
No, but does your quiz part handle the personalization element, or is it the same quiz for everyone? And also, is it not counterintuitive? As in, when somebody is just dropped on the website, right? You're blocking the organic flow of the user, right? Is it not more of a hindrance? How will your funnel pan out in that case?
I think the most important part is the user needs to spend more time on the website. And if we are providing a content to user for free, the
Hmm.
student who is willing to learn this topic will be spending next 10-15 minutes understanding the topic. And this is my first hand experience. I would personally love to test my understanding if I learn about a new topic. So if I click on take a quiz here, and now if even if though I'm required to put in my personal details, be it my email ID or phone number, I'll be willing to do that and take up that quiz.
Would you not rather go to a competitor? I mean, you showed some, I mean, we've all seen, people talking
Hmm.
about competition as well. Would you not rather want to just go there and get a hang of it rather than, spending time here filling those details? I mean, just a thought.
No,
Yeah,
no, because I've just studied about this particular topic right now, and getting a quiz, giving a quiz, and having a better understanding of this topic would be my first priority.
got it. Sure. Thanks.
So, any other questions?
No, I said
That's
thanks.
that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Archit. Yeah, do you guys want to just take Tapa's question? I think he kept raising his hand. So I'll just bring him on the stage if there's any.
Yeah.
Hi, Tapas.
Hi guys, hope it's visible now.
Yes.
Tapas, do you want to maybe share your last slide or something, and
Yeah,
Ajay and
Jay and
Akhilesh
Akhilesh.
can
Yep.
probably.
Sending out regular push notifications, triggering ads as per usage patterns.
Yeah,
Doing
I
a
was
lot.
intrigued with the ad aspect, Ajay. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I understand what he's talking about as ads, and that's something that I've been, contemplating. This is something we have to start looking at in different ways.
Yeah,
But I was also looking at how much consistently we can mark and show them the right ads. It's about
correct.
tagging and doing that. I think one piece I have seen missing
Right.
in most of the presentations is that they haven't seen that user events can be tracked, and basis events you can do some segmentation. That's something
Absolutely.
that has been a little missing.
Yes. It's been more theory,
Yes.
uh, less of the ground practical reality, I would say.
No, that's
But Tapas, this ad bit, right? Is this you're taking the user out of the brand environment, and then you wanna do this, or while you are on the brand website you wanna render ads? How? What is your thought process there?
Uh, s- yeah, so as when I'm like scrolling through Instagram stories, I'm able to see like different ads of platform, those who are
yeah.
selling different things. So
Right.
that way we can show ads on different platforms.
Sure.
So, Akhilesh, I
Sure.
think what he means is probably that let's say I come and I've checked out a testimonial of a certain kind of a profile. Follow him with
And
that.
retarget you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, retarget you
The
with
retargeting.
content for that
Right.
where he's.
So Tapas, is WebEngage able to do this? Like, will we be able to, as trusted partners to AlmaBetter, will we able to solve for this problem?
Yeah, absolutely. Once we have all the like demographics of the user, like what are their users pattern on the platform, what kind of courses are they clicking on, what kind of like features they are making use of, we can nudge those kind of features and show relevant ads to them.
Cool.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to understand Tapas on the reward strategy a little bit.
Sure. So reward strategy, I would like to the PLG strategy, that is product led growth. So what I am thinking about is that we can have certain personalized quizzes considering the demographics like undergraduates, graduates, and the um, working professionals. And once they take the quiz, we can set a particular limit on the score. If the user is having this amount of score, then they will be provided with free videos for the course which they are looking at. And once they have like gone through several
Got it.
videos, free videos, then
Got
they
it,
can have a
Tapas.
CTA to the program.
Got it, Tapas. Probably reiterating Akhilesh previous one of the questions that he had asked. Don't you think the quiz is going to be counterintuitive for a user? You're saying for everything is a quiz. Quiz seems to be a answer in two of the major features you've suggested. So there are quizzes predominantly. Would users be very comfortable going through quizzes all the time?
Um, I think me as a personally as a user, if I'm getting a gamified quizzes, then I would be willing to try it out and then move forward further.
Okay, fair enough. That's it.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Tapas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Tapas. I think with that, we're done with all the presentations. I think Ajay, Akhilesh, Pallavi, you guys can take some time and then decide the top three winners and let us know. Probably you can just, go mute here and come back. You can discuss off stage and come back and let us know. So,
Should we
yeah.
move backstage? Means like me and
Yeah, I think we have to do a quick call
Yeah.
internally
WhatsApp call
to just
or
decide
yeah,
on the winners, and then probably till that time we'll chat with the participants, we'll understand how their journey
yeah.
been, and as soon as you're done, please just raise your hands. I think we can bring them up on stage.
You can stay on the stage. You can just go and mute here. Are you guys discussing by any chance, Akhilesh Ajay?
no, I don't think we have a way to connect with each other right now.
Okay,
Okay.
Shamita, can you remove them from the stage, and once they are done, we can just bring them back up.
No, they are not connected.
Oh,
That's why I said
okay. We'll
backstage.
just send them
Most
a
backstage.
link.
You want me to send you a Google Meet
Yeah,
link?
we'll send you a Google Meet link. You can probably connect there and then hop back in.
Sure, sure.
Let me just create a link. I'll send it.
Yeah.
No, I think we do have it right in the initial invite, the Google link. Ajay, maybe we can join there. The initial Google invite, it has a Google
Okay,
Meet
okay,
link,
yeah,
right?
sure. If you're not able to join,
We'll
yeah,
jump
sure,
there.
sure, sure.
All right, thank you.
Pallavi, do you also have the link?
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we would love to have some chat with the participants, know their experience. How's that been? What feedback did you get? Any afterthoughts? Right. So we can call them up on the stage.
Yeah, but before that, just probably we just want to introduce what TPF initiatives are coming up so you guys are aware. So we have a new PLG cohort that is happening, which is free, and we have mentors like Shreyash Doshi joining us. So please make sure you register. You can check out. I think I'll just send the link on the chat as well. Do check out our PLG cohort. So it's free. You can join, and it's product-led growth cohort that will be for 4 weeks, and we have amazing mentors lined up. So do join it. And we are also launching a new mock interviews platform. So if you want to be in the beta testing, you guys can just drop me a message. I'll just send my contact here. So you can just drop me a text telling you want to test it out as a beta version. So do drop me a text if you're interested. And if you're interested in volunteering as well, you can just drop me a text on WhatsApp. I'm just sending my number here. Yeah. Please don't spam me. Just send me a text regarding
Yeah, even
your,
I've shared my number in the chats.
yeah.
Just to give a quick context over Ally, right? So, what we realized is a lot of the folks in the community were trying to look for more niched personalized feedback from someone who's been in the industry, from someone who's led product teams, who had sat on the other side, hiring product folks across levels, right? So we were fortunate enough to have both the sides of the platform as a part of our community itself. So we've just beta launched Ally. It's called Ally. And yeah, we would be happy to give you a quick walkthrough about it. If you're keen on knowing how it works, please drop us a quick hi on WhatsApp. We would love to come on a call and share what is it about and how that can be helpful for you folks.
Yes, perfect. And do follow TPF on all our channels. We have a lot of initiatives lined up, a lot of exciting things planned for the upcoming month. I already got a few messages. Great, I'll reply to you all soon. But yeah, make sure you do keep a check on our Twitter channel. We keep posting a lot of things. And yeah, do sign up for the product-led growth session cohort, which is upcoming. And anything else that's happening in TPF? But
Yeah, I would love to stress on product-led growth. If you would have seen the lineup, we have folks like Shreyas Doshi, Toshi Prakash. We have the founder of Mailmodo, who's the one who are powering the newsletter engine behind the newsletters which you get, right? And a lot of other
yeah, we
amazing
have people from Spotify.
folks in the ecosystem who are, and it's all free, right? I think nothing better than learning from the folks who have built amazing products and literally put in the product-led growth strategies in their businesses. So yeah, I think product-led growth is one of the upcoming ones which I am personally thrilled about. But yeah, I think let's have some of our participants up. Or we can just do a quick round of question.
I think yeah, there's a lot of questions
Yeah.
on the Q&A tab from the
I
participants.
think most of them are
already
from Purva. But yeah, let's get if you can raise your hands, we'll just start getting you up on the stage, and we can probably have a chat with you.
a lot of questions. Apurva, do you want to come on stage?
Yep.
This Himanshu here.
Sure. Let's just pick them up. Whoever's willing, we can just
Hey
get them up.
Himanshu.
Hey, hi, Manchu.
Yeah, hi.
Anyone, anyone else?
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, yes, you are.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for this opportunity. To be honest, this is the best initiative happening in India. No one else is doing. There are so many other competitors. And definitely, this was my first year down. And yeah, so really enjoyed the process throughout the, like, you guys are amazing. Secondly, I wanted to emphasize the thing that I needed is case studies. Like for a product portfolio, product tear down is one thing, one pillar. There is a case study section also. Like you can delve more into this. There can be a like a competition happening for case studies specific or a general initiative that revolves around case study solving. So
Yeah,
that
I
will
think
really
Teardown is very synonymous to case studies, right, Amancho?
yes.
Sure. I think we can delve on that. But would love to know, Ivanshu, how was your experience? Like, how was the thought process? How did you approach it? What were your learnings? What are your afterthoughts after having the a quick feedback session with the panel? And I'm surprised no one else wants to come up.
Yeah, I think
So
Himanshu.
yeah,
So yeah.
so basically, while like as I said, this was my first year down. So one thing sacrosanct for me was to adhere to the timelines and start early, preparing for the case study. So I guess it was in the 5th March that the notification came of Alma Better. So from the 6th March, me and Siddharth, the other teammate, started the preparation, and we made sure that by 20th we are finished with all the solution and all the research. So adhering to the timeline is a very important, crucial thing that someone should follow, and also a unique approach. Like the first principle thinking should be there in the solution. Coming from the bottom to the up, not highlight, not doing the things that all that has been already done, but giving some unique perspective to the solution to the
Anything
problem.
you think now after going through the live session, do you think you could have done differently?
Yes, like there was one in one solution. There was a like student peer learning. Someone can approach. That is a very unique, a good perspective. Like we missed it, but there are so many possible solutions. But yeah, definitely that was a good thing. So and yeah, every solution was unique. There was so many learning. So yes.
Fair point. Fair point. Anyone else? Do you have?
I think there was some Q&A for Himanshu. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Aburo had some very curious questions, but I think it was for the persons who were sharing their decks at that point of time. I love one of her suggestions of a salary calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And also, somebody asked, is the session recorded? Yes, it is. It will be uploaded on YouTube as well, so you can definitely check it out later. But yeah,
One I think follow up to the salary calculator question, right? Like maybe this is for Apurva. What do you think would be the success metric, right? Like let's say you implemented that. What do you think should be taken as okay? The salary calculator bit has been a successful feature, right? So here, if we are thinking of conversion, do you think that would be a relevant thing to give the real estate on the screen? Yeah, probably something to think about. Anyone else? Like, do you just want to come up on the stage?
I think Yash is here.
Sure, let's. Yash and I think
Hey, hi. Hi, Saurav. Hi, Shobit.
Yashika,
Hey Yash.
Parvati, Archit. Uh, hey, hi Yash. Yash, would love to know how has been your experience. What are some things which you think you would have done differently? Please do share your feedback in general.
One thing to add is that what um, I don't remember the name, but the senior PM from AlmaBetter, he's been asking us that how will you use segmentation of the user and personalize things to it. And then the expectation in his head was very precise about individual key trigger events. That each action driving a set of personalization and then getting the user. One thing which I think could have been done better was that this expectation should have been communicated to us fairly in advance, because it's a very niche expectation. Personalization comes in all shapes and sizes. It could be broad, it could be very much event driven. That is one thing that I would like to reflect on, that if that had been communicated, how would it have changed? I still can think of a lot of solutions in my mind that each event can triggering and then getting him to that course completion stage. But that expectation is where I see a lot of us failed, even all of us, because that is different. The frame of view from him is very different than the frame of view I approached it. So that's one thing that I definitely do better. Second is that I would 6 minutes to a product that is too less. You guys
Yeah,
should give at least a template of what should be an optimum size, because there's no benchmark to it. And I don't know how guys you gauge while filtering. So if you can provide a template or an outline of what we will want to look at, maybe that will help us trim our decks better as well. Two things.
yeah.
Okay, the first thing is probably we mentioned about audience segmentation. I think we did mention it. If you see the expected outcome on the problem statement in our website, we have mentioned that audience segmentation strategy for website personalization. That is the second point. So it was given that this is what is expected. And the second thing is, regarding the decks, you can always check out our website. We have all the winners deck there, so you can compare and do your own thing. And 6 minutes, obviously, the thing is they have gone through all of your decks in detail, so they already know what you've put out. Now 6 minutes is for you to just brief them about what is there in your deck, so that they can ask you questions based on that. So I think if you saw that Ajay was kept asking you guys to just wrap up, come to the meat of it, just explain the solutions more, because they've already gone through your decks, so they just want to understand how you have come to the solution, so they can ask you
See,
questions. Yeah.
honestly, in all honesty, I think everyone got 10 minutes. See, 6 minutes for presentation, 1 or 2 minutes, it gets extended, and then the question and session. So, if we give 10 minutes for everyone, it just way beyond time, right? Like everyone is super busy. It's a Saturday. We had teardowns where I think we had gone 2 3 hours
Yeah.
on our early days, and it was too long of a stretch. But yeah, I mean, this is like a product problem to solve, right? Like
I think
definitely
the
something which
sorry.
Yeah, makes sense. Just to
That's
add to Samita's point that the
we'll
segment.
have this discussion later because I think we have our judges joining back.
Sure,
So
sure.
sure, maybe we can have a quick word with Parvati as well. I personally loved her deck. And Parvati, do you want to maybe share what was your
just a
approach?
second. I think we can do that later. I think the judges are back. So
I mean, if you're getting late, I mean, no problem.
You
yeah,
can
yeah,
just, I think we can let Parvati share one of her quick pointers and
Okay,
then
30 seconds stopwatch. So
I,
yeah, I just loved it. I think it was a great opportunity. This was my first tear down. So probably I was clueless of where to start and how to take it forward. And when I saw the website, I started listing down a lot of points and how do I put it to a deck? How do I put it to a product tear down? Was I think that was the struggle part because I mean even if a click was not working, I used to write it out and I wanted to tell it to those guys. So yeah, that was a challenging part, but it was a great learning. And I think I just loved when I saw their metrics and all that. I was really astonished. Only when you get deeper down, I think you get to know a lot of things. But yeah, thanks for the opportunity, product folks. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
thanks a lot, Parvati. I think, yeah, we have our judges back on the stage. Anyone, probably before we go forward, want to put some guesses out there? Who
yeah.
do you think, what do you think was the best deck? Yeah, please feel free to add your suggestions in the chat. If
We'll give them
anyone,
2 minutes, Saurabh.
I
Let's
can
give
give
them
them,
2 minutes.
I can give
Yeah,
them 2 minutes. Sure.
yeah.
Any
So,
guesses?
Meanwhile, one thing I was curious about, would Chat GPT in any way fit in this ecosystem? This is something which I wanted to ask folks at WebEngage also. Like, are you folks working under the hood, some interesting stuff with Chat GPT? We are seeing Gen AI, a lot of Gen AI startups coming up in the space. So, given the enriched data set which WebEngage has, at least I am suspecting some interesting Chat GPT features. But hey, Akhilesh, do you want to maybe talk about it?
So I won't want to reveal trade secrets.
Sure, sure, sure.
A lot of competitive
Yeah,
intelligence. But yes, I mean, I think it's equally excited us, and more coming very, very soon. Very, very soon. I'll leave it at that. But a lot of AIML story happening at WebEngage, guys.
great stuff. Great stuff. One thing I was like a personal curiosity question towards Alma Mater. I personally see a lot of D2C brands moving to a call-less, we will customize solutions for you kind of a space, generally in the wellness category, right? If you see folks like Man Matters, Traya, they are moving more towards, hey, let's get on a call. What do you think? Do you think this might fit well with Alma Mater, given that uh, the 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 pay which the user are going to pay for that course is going to be significantly high? Do you think investing in that thing is something which you look forward to?
Saurabh, it is like this, okay? Let me put some of my previous experiences in place also when I'm talking this. So
Sure.
I've worked at various organizations, and I've seen the challenges we face, with customers coming with different intents. They have different questions and everything. A scalable model, whenever you put a collar in place, struggles on the cost front. You have a volume of calls, you have users not getting that call connected, they are having a very bad experience because your callers are busy. Okay, so that's where any D2C brand will struggle. That's a bottleneck we will always reach. You can't have an infinite
Yeah.
caller
Yeah.
stream, and you can't have a stream which is just sitting idle for 30-40% of the time. So
Fair point.
the, the
Interesting.
it has to be productized, that experience, where you're customizing something for an end user,
Right.
has to be productized.
And
It can.
automated too, right? I mean, Ajay, we just ended up talking on similar lines, right?
Yes,
So, in fact, we do that. Automated IVRs are pretty much,
yes,
I think, the closest
yes,
solution to this aspect from a product
yeah,
front.
yeah.
I think we have a few sessions here. Before we move on, Akhilesh, one quick question towards you. You said WebEngage is a CDP now. Do you want to
Sure.
quickly summarize, tell the folks here what is a CDP, probably in a quick 30 seconds?
Absolutely, would love to. In fact, yeah. So that's some bit of it. Personally, I was wanting to kind of looking out in every presentation, to kind of find little elements around CDP. So CDP, is a culmination of effective segmentation, your personas, because you're sitting on millions and billions of dimensions for a user, right, in terms of attribution. And then for products like us, who track the user from the very onset, right, the moment they are acquired, and then we kind of put them in the retention funnel, right? So there are a lot of flows that we are tracking, right? So you can actually define the entire path, right, orchestrate that for each individual user, both known and unknown, right? So even if I don't know your name, or I don't have a dimension to kind of go back to you, do an outreach, I still know who you are, basis the entire persona building, right? That's what a CDP does, right? And it kind of just gets bigger, when you're looking at both offline and online, because now you're stitching the two personas together to ascertain that this is one single user, right? So in entirety, a CDP is giving you a 360-degree view of a user, which is a power play for a marketer, because now your engagement is more optimized, right?
Yeah.
It's more targeted, it's more segmented. You are looking at cohorts in the right way, right? You're able to kind of optimize on your funnel drops, because you know who are the users who are contributing to it all, right? And then you have multiple dimensions to kind of reach out to them. So that's sitting at the core, right? And then it alone doesn't really solve the purpose, because then you need aspects like channel orchestration, right, which is an omni channel view, that we kind of present to our marketers, who are our users out in the market, so that they can just tie an email with a SMS communication or a WhatsApp at different triggers in the day, right, or in the user journey. Then you can do Facebook remarketing, Google remarketing, some aspects that we touched upon briefly during the session. And then you have AI ML logics algorithms in place which tell you or talk about churn prevention, right, or predictive modeling, right? They understand the user persona. They know exactly when you're present at what channel, right? What is your affinity towards what channel? So one way to look at it is that you just bombard everybody with a WhatsApp, right, or maybe an email, but you will only get so many open rates or clicks through those channels, because maybe that's not my preferred channel. So you need a system to tell you exactly where the user is, and if you are present there at that time to reach out to that user, then it becomes more intuitive, right? And also we kind of break it down to the timing of to the exact timing when the conversions will actually happen, right? So this is known as send time optimization logic, right? So a lot of AI ML story that I kind of told you, and we are just kind of growing this platter with every
Yes.
passing day. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Thanks a lot, Akhilesh. I think a lot of folks might be wondering what exactly CDP is, and you summed it up quite well. Shamina, do you want to share the results? What our folks are thinking?
Yes, I think is it visible on this?
We can see the names, but we
Can you
can't see
guys see the
the.
guesses?
No. I think the votes we can't see. We're seeing there are 14 votes, but
Is
Okay.
it?
who has got how many votes we don't know.
I think the
Yeah.
first was for Parvati. She got 9 votes, and
Okay.
Yash got 2 votes, and I think Himanshu got a couple of votes. So those were the results. Let me check.
Was the general verdict, Shamita? What are our.
Can you see it now? The results.
Yeah. The
No,
first one is little highlighted. Is that what it is? We still don't see the votes though.
Oh, okay. I think it's not showing the
no worries. I
results.
think I'll give a general verdict out there. Everyone is banking on Parvati.
Parvati has
So
9 votes, and Himanshu has 3, and Yashika has 2.
yeah, folks are
Yeah.
banking on Parvati, but let's just hear it from the
Yes.
judges.
I'll before we do that, in fact, since there's a good enough build up, I'll also want to understand as to why you guys are inclined towards Parvati. Let's hear it out. I mean, maybe you guys can post it on the
Happy to call folks on the stage if, or you can probably put it in the chats if you have
yeah.
uh, anyone wants to come up.
Or
Give.
is it just because I put her name first? I think that's just maybe because of that.
So you can't stop thinking like a product folk, right?
This guy.
For sure. So personally, for me, I think it was the structure and the depth which Parvati went, and
Hmm.
the feature suggestions.
I mean, I think let's just stop guessing.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
to
Let's
Akhilesh and Ajay to announce the actual winners.
sure. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Akhilesh,
So
you want to go?
clarity about the details. I think Aryan mentioned clarity
Aryan,
about the details. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to take it up, Akhilesh, Ajay,
Yeah,
Pallavi?
yeah. Open to you, Ajay. Why don't
You can
you
Okay.
start.
So yes, I think I have three winners. I think Parvati definitely is first. Clarity on details. She was in control of what she was presenting, and she was pretty close in terms of the features, the research, and of course on personalization. I will let Akhilesh close the pass the closing comments. That's something that
I
we have a
think
tendency also. Yeah.
right, right, right. I think largely, I think she was the closest who kind of came to the personalization aspect of it, in terms of stitching the entire persona, while, everybody had it in, bits and pieces here and there, right? But, kind of stitching the entire story together, I think she came closest, and that's why I think, it was a collective call for us to kind of,
Yeah.
settle for her. And I think it's quite a democratic decision also, now that it seems, that the entire audience has a inkling towards her as well. So yeah, good stuff, Parvati. Many
Best of
congratulations.
luck. Congrats.
Right. Congratulations, Bhakthan. And yeah, what about the second and third
I think we
prize?
can go with the third first and then come back to the
Yeah, yeah, no
second. We
problem.
can keep that.
Okay, the third is not from the votes that you have received, so that's a slight surprise.
That's a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here the most interesting part of this presentation was the kind of features that he brought to a fore. So there were three goals to achieve, and a good chunk of his features were properly focused, and they were in the right direction towards achieving those, at least the top two goals. The third goal should have been the top goal. I will still reiterate that was not really there much, but that's something we have seen with everyone. So that's Archit.
Okay,
Congratulations,
congratulations, Ajay.
Ajay.
And yeah, now let's guess who was second.
Yes,
Yes.
let's.
Is it among the
Who
top
was in?
votes that they got?
Okay. Okay. I don't see
Okay.
anybody.
Shri Singh Tapas.
Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
Anybody else? I'm not letting the build up die down, it seems, huh?
we won't.
Guys, let's hear it out. And Parvati, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I think there is some AI modeling that you are up to.
Uh,
Okay. So I think somehow Parvati's again right on this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it is tapas. Yeah.
it's tapas, largely
Congratulations.
because of the personalization front, and that's something we've been looking forward to. So for the entire folks attending this, personalization, we can go a lot more deeper than what we spoke of. It's not just quizzes all the way. There are so many other things that you can use: user attributes, demographics that you get, events. What is he doing when? These are things that can create pretty good segments, and they'll give you that depth to give pretty good customization, and you can curate really great what is a coherent experience from the time he's seeing an ad, or he's landing on a blog, and then till he converts, he sees a similar based on his mental model, what is he looking for, what kind of content would help him convert. It can do that, and that's something that will happen. So congrats, Tapas.
Yeah. And just taking cues from what Ajay mentioned, folks, right? Uh, I was, kind of expecting at least somebody to come up and, talk about recommendation, right?
Yeah.
Because that was largely, that's a larger personalization play, right? So
Yeah.
when you have the catalog, you know the user, right? The last thing you want to do is make it more intuitive in terms of the entire user experience, when you're landing or maybe when you're coming back, right? If I know that, I saw X course from X category, right? Now what is the subsequent course that works with it, or maybe, a subcategory that works better, right? That could be played out well, right, and orchestrated from a product standpoint, which kind of, gives you a lot of affinity towards the brand. It comes in way of, and it's aligned to the brand building uh, part of it all, right? When you're looking at it from a product lens. So I would have been, excited to see that. But yeah, I mean, you guys should definitely go check out, Alma Better again, and then probably go check out, some of our case studies on WebEngage and see,
Yeah.
how you can marry these concepts.
Yeah, we can probably get all three of them on stage for a quick 1 minute of
Oh yeah, sure.
fame speech, whatever they call it during the
Yeah.
Oscars.
So if you guys
Yeah,
can just raise
you
your
can
hand.
just raise your hands. We can get you
Tapas
up.
is here, Archita is here, Archit, sorry, and
Pallavi, sorry, Parvati.
Aditi. Sorry for
Yes.
mispronouncing the names. Okay, all of them are here.
Folks, you can maybe turn on your cameras.
Congratulations, Aditi.
Uh,
Hey guys, thank you so much. Uh, I mean, after hearing to Akhilesh and Ajay, I really feel we've missed a lot of things. But yeah, as Akhilesh mentioned, we should get back and see on how we can. I mean, not the usual personalizations on the other front. Like, how do we really leverage today's technology? I think we will have to rework a little bit more on our side. But yeah, thank you so much. Very insightful session. Thank you.
Ajay, do you want to go next with your acceptance speech?
Yes, so thank you, the product folks, WebEngage and AlmaBetter for organizing this. It was a great learning experience and it was my first teardown. So definitely I learned a lot, especially from the other four decks. Also, it was good learning from Akhilesh and Ajay in their respective domains. And the feedback which I've got, I'll take that and I'll work on it. I do understand I missed some part, recommendation part, mainly because AI and ML are talk of the town nowadays. So we should have definitely included that into solutions. But I think it was a good experience and we'll work on it. Thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff. Tapas, do you want to maybe say a few quick words?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for organizing this, and I'm really excited about the next year down as well. As Ajay mentioned, that we can have something similar to quizzes, not quizzes at those can be monotonous at times. I do understand that, and it was my first year down, so it was really amazing experience. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, folks. It was a great tear down session. You can find our all our other tear downs on our YouTube channel and also on our website. We have hosted some of the amazing products out there. We've got Dunzo, we've got Swiggy, we've got Hotstar, we've got some of the best products in the B2C space as well. So do have a look. I'm sure that would help you craft your upcoming tear downs better. Thanks a lot, Akhilesh, Ajay, Pallavi, for sharing your time with us on a Saturday evening. So super grateful to have you folks here. Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations to all the winners. And yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Do tune in for our next teardown, which will be with Plum. So we'll be releasing all the details very soon. So yeah, do register for the next teardown as well if anybody's interested. But yeah, thank you so much, WebEngage, for this amazing 3 months, and also Alba Better for joining us this time. And yeah, thank you for joining in.
We'll go on
Thanks.
the page.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
thanks for having us, Saurabh, Shamita, product
Thanks
folks.
a lot.
Ajay, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
And thanks to the audience. I think we definitely have a couple of takeaways. We personally learned a lot today. So keep
I
growing,
have
guys.
that.
Yeah, and Ajay is definitely excited with
Yes, I was telling
what
them.
next is coming up on his website. So
Yes,
guys, you'll be seeing a revamp. If I may, Ajay, by the way, right? Or do you
yes,
want to
yes.
still keep
Please,
it another app?
please
Okay,
go.
so guys, you will see a brand new website coming up for Alma Better, right?
Over
Oh,
the
wow.
There are
next
a lot of
15 days. Yeah.
yeah, so there's a lot of stuff under the hood that is already work in progress. So I'm sure a lot of these ideas will come in handy.
Definitely.
Definitely. And for me, there was a lot of learnings, guys. I think thanking product folks team for bringing us onto this. WebEngage team to pull us in as a partner, and give our case study. The participants for spending the time. I could see the kind of effort each deck I was going through had gone through. I've gone through a good number of decks to say this. Uh, I personally had I would say about 30, 40 learnings from this. It's not one or two. So something that I have to say thanks to everyone. Great work, guys. And Parvati, Ankit, Tapas, sorry, Archit, Tapas, great work. Uh, Again, it's a mutual learning journey. I believe that I'm a lifelong learner. I'm learning things every day. So thanks for teaching me what you could, and that's all. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, folks. I
Okay.
think yeah, we can probably spend 2 minutes in the backstage and then
Yeah, we'll just end this session. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
All right, guys. Keep growing upwards and onwards. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.